Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we living. We now know the Western Conference Finals will be between the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Lakers. I've actually been perfect in my predictions for the Western Conference. Predicted the Lakers to both beat the Golden State Warriors and Memphis Grizzlies. Picked the Nuggets to beat the Timberwolves and the Phoenix Suns. Picked the Suns to beat the Clippers and picked the Warriors to beat the Kings. Not always right on the amount of games, but I did say Lakers in 6 over the Warriors, so got that right. But anyhow, so, take that how you want. But I'm doing also with my Western Conference predictions. Eastern Conference, I may have picked the Bucks in the first round, but that's besides the point. So, right now, the Nuggets are a minus 140 favorite to the Lakers being a plus 120, so definitely expected to be a very competitive series, closely matched up. Even though, if you look at the regular season, you wouldn't think so because the Denver Nuggets finished first in the Western Conference with a 53-29 record. Meanwhile, the Lakers went 43-39 and needed to get through the play-in order to make the NBA playoffs. But of course, the Lakers have a much different team than they did to begin the season. Gone are Patrick Beverly, Russell Westbrook, enter D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley, guys that have been large rotation pieces for the Los Angeles Lakers in their postseason run. And, of course, their season kind of turned around after the trade deadline. I believe they went like 18-9. 18-9 after the trade deadline, and they were 25-30 before it. So then, if you include the playoffs, they're 8-4 in the playoffs as well. Actually, 9-4 if you consider the playing game. So they've basically been clicking on all cylinders, as have the Nuggets. They kind of, for the last month or two, kind of eased their way into the playoffs, but they had the first seed almost sewn up for a majority of the second half of the season, and in the postseason have beaten the Timberwolves in 5 and the Suns in 6. It could be argued maybe them or the Heat, who has been the most impressive team in the postseason thus far. The Nuggets took care of business in Game 6 in easy fashion. Yes, the Suns were minus Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton, but still held Devin Booker and Kevin Durant in check in that Game 6. And the Nuggets are a team that only goes about 8 deep. But their starting lineup, they just play awesome together. Of course, it's Jokic, Murray, Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Their main piece off the bench is Bruce Brown, and then Jeff Green, the ageless Jeff Green, and Christian Braun. Christian Braun's a pretty good defensive player. So the 8-man rotation has worked, but as I've mentioned in previous videos, they really got to hope, as they have all playoffs, that they remain healthy because they just don't have the depth. I mean, who would be the next man up? Maybe a Reggie Jackson, maybe Zeke Naji. Not really sure. But that 8-man rotation has worked well for them in the postseason. Each starter is getting at least 32.8 minutes per game in the postseason. The Lakers have had a bit of a larger of a rotation in the postseason, although in Game 6 of that Warrior series until the end when they emptied the bench, they really were just playing 7 players. So Jared Vanderbilt had started the first 11 games, came off the bench, and really wasn't in the rotation until, again, the end when the bench was cleared. Really, the only 2 pieces they played off the bench yesterday were Lonnie Walker and Rui Hachimura. Those were really the only 2. Dennis Schroeder was placed in the starting lineup, although you have to wonder if they'll want more size since they're going against the 2-time MVP Nikola Jokic. No one really has the size that Jokic has, at least, weight wise. Um, Anthony Davis will probably have to guard him a lot, but um, he's probably not going to be able to do it on his own. Jared Vanderbilt, who I mentioned was out of the rotation, he seems a little too thin to really be able to contain Jokic. Uh, who else do they really have? Tristan Thompson, Mo Bamba. Can't really expect them to see much time, so it'll be interesting to see how they defend Jokic. On the other end, who will guard Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Bruce Brown, again, the sixth man on the team, will probably get a lot of LeBron James when he is in the game. Otherwise, we'll see if they put Jokic or Gordon on Anthony Davis. And D'Angelo Russell, how well will he defend Jamal Murray? That's going to be a key part of the series. Jamal Murray's averaging 25.9 points and 6.5 assists in the postseason. What is the Joker doing? 30.7 points, 12.8 rebounds, 9.7 assists. Shooting 55% from the field, 47.5% from deep. Anthony Davis has had some great moments in the postseason and some where he really hasn't shown up, but still averages at 21.2 points, 14.1 rebounds. LeBron, 23.4 points, 10 rebounds, 5.3 assists, both shooting around 50%. LeBron, 49.1, Anthony Davis, 53. Otherwise, they have three other guys averaging double digits and scoring in the postseason, as do, well, actually, I'm sorry, the Nuggets have six. They're five starters, and Bruce Brown. So it'll be interesting to see what Darvin Ham does with the rotation. The Nuggets have size that maybe the Grizzlies, especially minus Brandon Clark and Steven Adams, and the Suns with DeAndre Ayton not really performing up to par. Uh, Nuggets have the size that those two teams didn't have. So, again, Las Vegas thinks, DraftKings Sportsbook thinks that it's going to be a close series. My prediction, I am going to say Nuggets in six. So before the season, I predicted the Nuggets to win it all. What would sway me from going against that? I did pick the Lakers, as I mentioned, to beat the Grizzlies. I forget if I think I said in six. And I definitely did say the Lakers over the Warriors in six. Nuggets, I said they would beat the T Wolves in six. They did in five, and I said would beat the Suns in seven. They did in six. So I gave them one too many games in both. Will I do it again by saying Nuggets in six? Will they win in five? We shall see. I just think, especially at home, they've looked almost unbeatable at home in the postseason. Just take one on the road, and that should be a series that they take and make the NBA Finals something I believe they've yet to do in their team history. Yes, I know I think they've won some ABA titles, but nothing in the NBA. But what are your thoughts? What are your predictions? Do you think the Nuggets make the NBA Finals, or will LeBron be gunning for his fifth championship ring? Don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.